Good morning, everybody. I thought I would take a short video clip here of the progress on the excuse me, on the TL-12. I had some footage on my dedicated camera that I got, but got an issue with it, and I don't know if it's the memory card or the camera or what's going on, so I thought I'd better get a little bit here or I'm not going to have anything maybe. So anyhow, we've got the engine is fully mounted now. The easy part, I guess. The back part of the frame is just sitting here. Nothing's bolted down yet. Just got it set up here to check and make sure we're going to have room. The turbo is on. I don't think it's going to be an issue with these hoses. It's just kind of flopped down here with this cylinder because it's not on, but I am going to have to go with a smaller alternator. The way this hose is right here on the cylinder, it's going to interfere there, but not a big deal. So maybe run a smaller alternator, make a different bracket. Let's see, running these radiator hoses here, I'm going to have to get creative. This radiator, of course, isn't made to go with this engine, and I don't really have the money to buy a complete new radiator with the right outlets and all that stuff, so we'll have to see what we can get fixed up. There's no way to run a mechanical fan on this one because the fan position is quite a bit lower, so I think I will try to put some mechanical fan on the front side that is a puller, so that way we're still utilizing our oil cooler here for the transmission. And what else? There's a frame member that needs to go in down here under the oil pan. I'm not 100% sure that it's going to fit with this oil pan because it hangs down quite a bit lower, so I might have to fabricate something there. And of course hook up our electrical, our exhaust here. I guess my plan is just to kind of run this straight up and out of the hood here. We'll see. It's kind of close to the operator's platform, so I'll have to put a turnout on it and face it to the back so it's not so noisy. I'll have to make some fuel lines because the originals, that's not going to cut it. It needs to come off. I'm going to run some 3/8 primary fuel line. I'll have to put another port in the fuel tank for the draw, and then I'll use the original draw for the return because it's quite a bit smaller. And then the old choke rod here, we'll get it modified to come up here to the kill switch, and then we'll have to get the throttle rod fabricated from the, where's the pivot here? This is the original pivot shaft for the throttle, which went to the other side because it was gas originally, but we'll weld some kind of pivot down here and make a rod to go up there. And then most of the work really probably is up here on the front. I've just got these wood blocks holding it here because I had all the oil drained out. But I've got a new master cylinder, get rid of all this old wiring. That's an old fuel filter there. I'm going to eliminate that. Maybe run a new primary diesel filter down there. I don't know. I don't like the idea of having to crawl underneath it. Maybe I'll mount it back there somewhere between the battery box and the air cleaner that we've got to come up with. This is the original wiring coupler here. Just cut it off, so I'll splice some new wire into there. This front panel here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's bowed just a little bit in the center. I think somebody ran into something. We'll get that straightened out. You can see looking down the side here, it's kind of bowed out a little bit. Get that straightened out, get the fuel tank in here, the original cast aluminum dash, get all that in here. I do have a new master cylinder. I hope that is the problem and not the brakes, but you know, we might get lucky, but who knows. This lever right here, that's the shift lever for the clutches. So you have a forward clutch and a reverse clutch in each gear, 4 speeds. And when this thing was in my other shed, the loader was all the way down and I just could not get in there to get that bolt off, and I wanted to get that transmission out. So I just cut that lever off, so it just needs to be welded back on there. No big deal. And to come up with some kind of seat here, I would like to make some kind of canopy for this thing, but I don't know. I got a buddy that had one on it, but I didn't really like it. Here you gain a better view of it. It's not really suited on the front of it to really have anything bolt to it besides that very front piece. I don't know, it's only 3/8, so it's not real heavy, but a guy could mount something to it if he wanted to, and you don't have a lot of clearance down here. I thought about maybe tapping into this heavy bumper and running a support up for a canopy, but we'll worry about that later once we get it going. See how it is when we start using it. It still has the original arm guards on there, because if you put your hands outside the operator station and bring the loader down, of course you're not going to have any arms anymore, so you got to be a little conscious of that. And then we'll throw the cylinders back up here and get that ready to go. Oh, I forgot one thing. There's a hydraulic pump that's driven originally from the other side that is going to run off of this belt pulley right here. So I'll have to tap a couple of holes down in here to run that pump. And what that does is it pressurizes the torque converter and provides the oil for the power assist steering, which this is power assist, not full power steering. Here's the pump right here, and it mounted up right there, just runs off of a belt. So we got to get that moved to the other side, because there's not enough clearance on this side with the tensioner and the water pump for the Cummins engine here to get that belt to work. So move that to the other side, no big deal. But anyhow, finish getting this all bolted up. I think the biggest hurdle, like I said, is going to be this radiator connection. I got these socks stuffed in the holes just to keep the mud daubers and stuff out of there, so don't worry about that. But it's a nice radiator setup. It doesn't leak, and I don't know, hopefully it'll be enough capacity for this engine. It may not be. I might have to go a different route. I don't know. We'll see once we get it thrown together, see how it's going to work. Here's kind of a full version view. Of course, there's a heavy cast piece that goes across the back that's not on there, and I do have the original hood for it, so we'll see how I can route things without having to cut a hole, but I don't know. Anyways, till next time, bye.